What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Chronicles of Chef. I'm Scott Hamilton. Today we've got another freezer dive for you, the series where I dive through freezers trying to find something to make delicious. I'm at my parents', so let's see what a disaster we have going on in here. I found some peaches and some blueberries. I think all this warm weather means we need a nice sweet treat. I think we should make a cobbler. Let's get cooking. Let's get into this blueberry peach cobbler. We're obviously not going to make just a simple cobbler. Let's have some fun with it. And to emphasize the fact that we're not going to do a simple cobbler, we're going to make a simple syrup. And not just any simple syrup, we're going to make a honey, lemon, and herb simple syrup. For simple syrups, you want to start with a ratio of equal parts, preferably by weight, water to sugar. So I have 150 grams of water here. And then instead of sugar, we're going to go with 150 grams of honey. Oh yeah, let's get all that honey. Oh, turn this on. It's okay that it's starting in a cold pan. It's perfectly fine. We're literally just gonna heat this until it dissolves. To add some flavor and everything to it, we're gonna throw in some cinnamon sticks. I juiced a lemon for later on, and so we're gonna throw the whole lemon peel, but we're gonna kind of tear it up just to kind of help get more of those oils and everything out and kind of just help it spread its deliciousness all the way around. I have the stems from our herbs. We're talking rosemary, basil, and mint. We're gonna throw those in there. And there were some mint leaves left over there. We're gonna throw, just for fun, a little bit rosemary and a little bit of some basil in there as well. And now we're just gonna let this cook down, and we want this to come to a nice simmer. Oh my goodness, it's so fragrant, it's lemony. I love that we're gonna have like this background woody notes that come from the stems. They're much woodier, they're much kind of earthier and less kind of bright and fresh and a little bit more deep. And I want that in that syrup. We're starting to boil over, so we're gonna turn the heat off. So we're good there. And now we just need to cool it down. We're gonna cool it down with all of the ingredients in here, and then we'll strain it off after it's cooled. To help cool this down a little bit faster, I have an ice bath here. And I'm just gonna put my deli container in here, and right now it's gonna float like crazy on me. That's okay. But we're just gonna go ahead and pour this in. Yep, there we go. We wanna get all of this stuff in here because it's gonna keep infusing the flavors into our syrup while it's cooling down. So we might as well take advantage of that opportunity. And give it a nice stir. Okay, this is gonna be really hot. I don't recommend this, but ooh. Honey's at the forefront. There's a little bit of acidity from the lemon and brightness from the lemon. Oh, the herbs are just kind of background notes, and the cinnamon just makes it feel warm, even though it's hot right now. But it's just gonna have like a warming effect, and I'm excited for that. All right, we're gonna let this cool, and then let's get making our cobbler. Our syrup has cooled down fully officially, so we're gonna do a nice strain on it, nice and simple. And now we're gonna just go ahead and pour this guy into a squeeze bottle just to make my life a little easier. Ooh. Oh man, that is tasting delightful. All right, now that we've got our honey, lemon, and herb simple syrup, let's get making this cobbler. I have a 7x11 here. You can do an 8x13, but we're gonna go ahead and just dump all of our fruit in here. All right, we got our berries in here. This is super easy. Whether you're using frozen, canned, or fresh, it's pretty much the same process, just what prep work you're doing beforehand. Are you opening a can? Are you putting in a bag? Or are you cutting all the produce yourself? Either way, it's gonna be delicious. We are gonna add about 2 tablespoons of sugar. And the reason why I'm going sugar instead of honey in here is I want the sweetness to be more neutral and enhance the sweetness of the berries rather than add that honey flavor. I want the honey to shine in other ways, especially in that special accoutrement that we're gonna make later on. So make sure you stick around for that. No, it's not vanilla ice cream. We're gonna do something a little more fun. But we're gonna go ahead and give this a little toss just to kind of coat things. I'm gonna do about 2 teaspoons, maybe a tablespoon or so of freshly chopped mint. We're also going to hit it with about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons or the juice of half of a lemon. And we're just going to, again, just give that a nice little mix. Hit it with a pinch of salt just to kind of help balance out the flavors. And it's just going to help enhance all the flavors overall. And then we're going to do the zest of half of a lemon. Give that a nice little mix. You know what? I think we'll throw just a pinch of our other herbs. We're going to do a little pinch of basil just so it's there, and same with this little pinch of rosemary. There we go. We have about 2 pounds of fruit here. Normally in a cobbler, you're gonna do about 2 to 3 tablespoons of cornstarch for about a pound of fruit. So with all this, I have about 4.5-ish tablespoons of cornstarch here, and we're just gonna coat this over the top, and then we're gonna give it a good mix. Now, it's gonna look a little crazy because these are still pretty frozen, and that's okay. You want there to be an even kind of coating, dusting of the cornstarch on just about everything, because as it cooks down, the liquids are gonna release, and that cornstarch is what's gonna create a thick sauce for the cobbler. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and do a little squeeze of our syrup over the top. And the reason why I did that was just so that we could add a little bit of liquid to kind of help with our cornstarch kind of spreading out. See how we added that, just that touch of liquid helped kind of already kind of turning it into like a goop rather than just straight coating. And that is wonderful. That is exactly what we are looking for. Okay, let's get working on our topping. All right, now for our topping, you can do a streusel or you can do a crumble. They're very, very similar and they get interchanged a lot. Crumbles are usually a bit thicker and bulkier, and what you normally think of that goes onto like kind of a cobbler or a fruit crumble. Haha, see what we did there? And it's usually just butter and flour and sugar, and you mix it all up, and it's chunky and it's big chunks of little baked, delicious goodness, crunchy bits. Streusel is usually a little bit more fine. It's considered more of like a sand kind of going over the top. And it also typically has some sort of spice or nuts or oats, other things incorporated into it, along with the sweetness of flour, and then usually a butter, that kind of thing. So very, very similar. No wrong answer. We are going to do a little bit of a combo in the middle thing today. So in my bowl here, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a good amount of our syrup, because that is going to act as the main sweetness for this. And then instead of doing a butter or anything like that, I'm actually going to do an olive oil, and I want to bring in kind of that savory aspect to kind of cut through, but also add a great fat. We're going to do a good amount of oil in here because this is our fat. And then we're going to do some of our basil in here. And then our rosemary. And we're going to pretty much do all of the rosemary. We're going to do a little bit of a dusting of cinnamon just to kind of amplify the cinnamon that we put into our syrup and that nice warminess. Cardamom, nutmeg, any of those kind of warming spices would be great additions. You don't have to go with cinnamon. All right, so maybe just under a teaspoon or so of cinnamon going in here, a pinch of salt, and about a tablespoon or so of sugar. Okay, we're gonna give that a nice little mix. Oh, it is smelling absolutely delicious. We'll throw a little bit of mint in here just so that we can balance. We have a little bit of mint kind of everywhere. I have about a half cup of chopped up almonds. I have about a half cup of rolled oats. Then we're gonna mix into here. Oh yeah. We'll do just a little bit more salt. That is looking beautiful. And then I'm gonna start with about a half a cup of flour. And if you wanted to keep this gluten-free, almond flour, a gluten-free coconut flour, any of those flours would absolutely work in this scenario. The nut flours work great in this because it's not meant to like hold together like bread or anything. But that right there is looking beautiful. I think we're gonna go ahead and add just a little bit more flour. So we're gonna add probably a quarter cup more of flour. Give that a nice mix. It is becoming pretty dough-like, and I am for that. I am liking the way that this is looking. You got a little bit of warmth from the cinnamon in there. The olive oil is there, so there's a little bit of like a savory touch to it, but it's not over the top. This is shining through. You get this like background notes of lemon without all the acidity. It's sweet. This is gonna be good. All right, now let's get this onto the cobbler situation. I'm not gonna lie, when I was looking in my mom's freezer today, I was really hoping that there would be a peach cobbler already made. My mom used to do that. One of my favorite desserts growing up was peach cobbler. So my mom would make small tins of it kind of a deal and have it in her freezer so that I could have it outside of peach season. And it doesn't need to be this like perfect layers over the top. This is a nice rustic, easy dish to be making. And it's just so simple and delicious that there's no need to be stressing about it. Oh no, the cobbler's not fully covered. That's all right. It's okay. Everything's fine. Is it gonna taste delicious? Yeah. Is it gonna look pretty? Yeah. Is it gonna actually look really cool as everything settles down and you have peaches poking up out of it? Yeah, it's gonna look beautiful and awesome. So, it doesn't be stressful, but it will be delicious. Don't worry. All right. Peach Cobbler, ready to go. A little zhuzhed up, a little fun, a little fancy, but ready to go in our oven. I have it set to 350. About this size, and with it being frozen, my guess is it's gonna be in the 45-minute range. While this is baking away, I think we should make a whipped ricotta. Let's get a little crazy. Now for our surprise little accoutrement. Instead of vanilla ice cream, we're gonna go with a whipped ricotta. Into our ricotta here, we are gonna go with some basil, fresh mint, vanilla. We're gonna hit it with the juice of half a lemon here. We're gonna hit it with a pinch of salt, a little bit of olive oil. We're gonna hit this with some lemon zest. We're gonna add some half and half. If you have heavy whipping cream, use that. Don't use regular milk. It's not gonna get what we want. And then we whip. Now, whipped and delicious and delightful. Don't worry. We're gonna go with honey. See how we're gonna emphasize the honey in different places. All right. I do think a splash of our simple syrup here is gonna loosen it up. It's pretty dense. It is ricotta cheese and it's whipping. So while it's light and fluffy, it's still holding together, which is great. I want it just to be a tad bit looser. And then we'll put this in the fridge to keep it nice and chill. All right, let's give this guy a try. I like how like light and fluffy and airy it is now. It's rich, it's creamy, it has a little bit of sweetness, those herb notes are in there, but it's just light and refreshing, and it's going to be such a good way to cut through all the sweetness that's going to be in that cobbler. Yes, this isn't meant to be like a ice cream on the side. This is more like to be where ice cream gets as it melts next to it. That's what this is going to be, but it's a little bit more on the savory. The vanilla's there. Oh, this is good. This is looking absolutely delicious. It's a little bit on the soupy side. I might have needed to up the cornstarch just a hair, but that's okay. Now, this is the mistake people make. They're going to dive into this. You got to let it rest. You got to let it kind of cool down. As that liquid cools down, it's going to congeal up and it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. But let's go ahead and see if we can snag a peach or blueberry. We'll snag a blueberry. Oh, man, ripping hot, but it's okay. All right, we'll let this rest, and we'll get serving this up. It is looking absolutely beautiful. A little runny, it's cobbler, it happens. I ain't stressing about it. I am, because I didn't want to let it sit. I'm going to hit just a little bit of simple syrup over the top of our ricotta, just to kind of help brighten those notes up. But let's dig in. Oh, yeah. All right. We want a little bit of everything here. Ooh. Big bite right here. That's delicious. The cinnamon is just like this light, warming spice in the background of everything. The almond, great nut choice. I think walnuts, I think pecans, any kind of nut would have done okay. That almond goes perfect with the blueberries and the peaches. It's so good. And the herbs, for those who are nervous about it, the herbs just are these like nice, fresh, uplifting notes that are floating around in the background. The basil gives you this little bit of the anise and that like kind of black licorice kind of notes in there. The rosemary is very floral and just absolutely delicious. And then of course, mint is great, but it's all subtle in the background. And this ricotta cheese, this whipped ricotta is next level. It's the exact rich fattiness that I want to go with it. Vanilla ice cream can sometimes overpower, but because we have the herbs and the lemon and the honey, everything in there, it all just comes together so well. And then there's the vanilla. So it reminds you of vanilla ice cream, but then it's soft and delicate and These peaches have great texture to them. It feels like I'm eating more of like a fresh peach rather than this like cooked mushy peach, which can be the hardest thing to overcome when doing a baked fruit dish. Oh, the blueberries hold together great. I think the sauce color is beautiful. This crumble though. Yes, so good. The rolled oats give it like a bit of a chew. So it has crunch. Obviously, you have the almond crunch and the rolled oats that give you that get kind of that crispy texture from being baked. But then the rolled oats give you this like chew. So it's almost like there's a cookie, a crumbly, chewy cookie. Oh, it is delicious. This freezer dive turned out absolutely delicious. Thank you so much for watching. If you like these kinds of videos where I'm pulling random things out of my freezer or I'm being inspired by things on sale at the store, creating delicious things while eliminating some stress, then make sure you like, subscribe, do all those fun things because I post videos every single week, and we'll see you next time.